Hello, welcome to Jump In with Raymond and Tanesha Sharp.
We always talk about jumping in, but one thing we're going to talk about today is actually how to jump out of something. And today we're going to jump out of rejection and what that means. There's so many different issues that are attached to rejection in life. It is painful. It is disappointing. It is hurtful. It causes fear. It causes, just some people to just get paralysis and just lock up and not want to pursue or do anything because they're afraid of hearing no. They're afraid of hearing you need to work on it some more. They're afraid of hearing your idea is not good enough. They're afraid of hearing I don't understand. They're afraid of hearing so many different things that sometimes are not an indication that they don't have things together, but sometimes some people just don't have the information. If you think about it over history, over time, there's been a lot of successful people that have, faced rejection. Sometimes the rejection comes from within. Sometimes rejection can come because we had experiences growing up that taught us to look down on ourselves and not look at the potential that we carry. I'm gonna give you this example, and it's one of my favorite examples of someone who overcame tremendous challenge. Okay, it's not my most favorite, but it's one of my favorite. The gentleman who invented Formula 409. Okay, it's called Formula 409 because he failed 408 times at creating a formula to use for cleaning. Okay, so he failed 408 different times trying to come up with the perfect formula, for that particular product. On the 409th time, he got it right. So if you can imagine trying something, let's say 20 times, we would say, you know what, I need to do something else, some of us. But this man persevered. He kept going. He didn't see failure. He didn't even reject himself and thinking that he can come up with the right solution. He continued to try. He continued to move forward. So one of the biggest things we have to do is no matter what, in the face of rejection, find ways, especially for this gentleman, he was a chemist. He had to find ways to improve the product. So and find ways to improve yourself. Find ways to grow yourself, to get more knowledge, to get more information, and let's turn some of those no's into some yeses. And even in business, there's some people that say, I don't need this product or service. Don't internalize that as people saying, I don't need you. Or I don't need you. You're the problem. No, you just have to find the right customer, the right client, and the right client base. Okay, continue to grow, continue to go and move forward, and don't allow anyone to tell you no, and you internalize it as I'm no good, I'm not good enough, and I am not going to be successful. Keep going, you will see success.
Yes, you just got to really believe in yourself and what you're offering and what you're trying to do.
Yes.
And that's going to help you overcome rejection, because when you're convinced that you do have a good service, you are providing, adding value to people, then you won't take it so personal. It won't hit you because you'll know that there is somebody that can use it, and there is somebody that is growing and being blessed off of what you give and what you offer. So definitely don't take it personal.
And another thing too with rejection that you have to be very aware of is how you see time. Okay, because sometimes we feel that if something takes a long time, it's not going to happen.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have to be very mindful of how we look at time and how we consider time. And a lot of times, time is more on our side than what we think it really is. So we have to just be patient. We have to continue to work and grind and make time work for us. Even if things are, taking more time than we want, you have more time to perfect it before you really pop. Because the last thing you want to do is for everything to explode and you're not ready.
Yes.
And you're like, well, I wish I had more time. Okay, so the time that you do have, maximize every minute that you haven't been exposed to the masses to make sure that everything is where it needs to be. Be excellent, be working on perfecting your gifts, your talents, your product, your services, and even your presentation. Do everything that you can to make it the best that it can possibly be, so that when it does blow up, you're not scrambling for more time to go back to do something that you actually had time to do.
Yes, and that's how some businesses fail, because they grow too fast, and then you get this bad reputation. Oh, their services are bad, and they didn't have their stuff done on time, and things weren't excellent, and it brings a real bad reputation to your company, to your business, to your name, and sometimes people have a hard time coming back from that. So you really want to make sure that those areas are in excellent, and you are able to give that service that they need in excellence, because it can really destroy you if you're not prepared, if you grow too fast. So
I'm gonna tell you what someone told me. No. They said, you heard me say that? I'm like, yeah, okay, you've heard it. Now get over it. Because you may hear no again. But that doesn't have any indication of who you are as a person and what your business is even able to accomplish. Keep going. Don't allow rejection to creep into your heart. Don't allow it to be what you live. Don't allow that rejection to be your reality. Let that no, let that denial be another launching pad for you to improve yourself, improve your service, and use that as motivation to keep going. Okay.
And one quick thing before we finish, find out why they said no.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Find out why they said no, because then that'll help you grow, and that'll help you, just say, I'm just curious what part of this program or product that, you don't like or you don't want, because, remember, it's not rejection to you, it's to the service or product. So find out what it is about it that people are not liking and really, really begin to work on that area.
Yes.
Focus on that. And especially if a lot of people are saying the same thing, there's obviously an issue somewhere. So
yeah.
Don't be offensive. Don't get offended. Don't take it personal. This is an opportunity to grow.
All right. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us today. We're jumping in, but on today in particular, we're going to jump out of rejection.
Jump out of rejection.
Get rid of rejection. Don't stay rejected. Don't stay dejected. Just continue to move forward. And don't get offended with people because they told you no. You never know.
You never know.
They might come back and say, hey, I was thinking about you. I want you to work on this part. We've had that happen.
We've had that happen.
You're like, oh,
people
not right now.
Not right, yeah.
And, I think God, I learned not to internalize it and make myself feel bad and I don't want to do this no more. I just kept going, and then a year later, 2 years later, and sometimes
people have came back.
They came back. Say, hey, we really do need what you was offering. It's like they didn't understand, but now back then, but now they're like, oh my goodness, we need it, and don't use that as an opportunity to pound them over the head with the price to make them suffer for that. No, don't do that. Still offer great service at great prices, and you'll see the biggest thing you want is return clients. So don't punish people for telling you no at the beginning, okay?
All right.
All right. Well, look.
Until next time.
Thank you so much for joining us. Y'all have a great day. Continue to jump in. Jump out?
Well, jump out of rejection, but jump in.